Hello, and welcome to our latest Concertcast. I am Andrea Johnson. I'm a member of the Northland Symphony Orchestra Association Board of Directors.
I'm Jim Murray, music director.
And we are talking about our upcoming winter concert happening on February 22nd at Pine Ridge Presbyterian Church at 7:30 p.m. As always, it is free to attend. Back in a fun venue to play in, which we do every winter, which is kind of intimate, known for its really good acoustics, warm acoustics. So this program, which normally the winter one it's a smaller group, so you get to feature some different types of music. So what do we have to look forward to on this one?
Yeah, if you haven't been to this venue, it's really fantastic. The church did a really concentrated effort to renovate it to make it welcoming to musical groups. And so we've been there for many years, and they're wonderfully gracious hosts, and it's a great place to play for all of those reasons. But it does require to take a smaller ensemble because I can't fit the whole orchestra in that venue. So over the years, and for those of you who've certainly been to these concerts, you've known that we've done lots of different things. I've done string orchestra programs. I've done mixes of strings and winds, or just winds, or try to vary things up. And I actually really love this program because it forces me to program much differently. There are challenges in there that require creative solutions that I have come to really enjoy. So this year, what we're doing is we're featuring our 4 principal brass players as soloists. So it's always great to work with soloists. It's great to work with high school student soloists, right? We've worked with lots of local soloists, but all of our paid professional musicians, our principal musicians, are all great musicians, and to have a chance to feature them like this is really great. So we were talking about this conversation a while ago, and the trick is it has to be accompanied by string orchestra, right? So it takes out all the concertos that we know and all the big concert pieces that we know. And so I knew a couple of these, and so we kind of approached it that way. So we're kind of billing it as kind of brass and strings, or that kind of idea. So we have really great string orchestra works kind of interwoven around the 4 soloists. So we have our principal horn player, Andrea Stanton, and she's going to play a lovely work by Saint-Saëns called Romance for horn and strings. It was more of a chamber-esque work that then was kind of orchestrated out for string orchestra, and it's really great, full of the French romantic period sound and all that. Our principal trombone player, Chris White, is going to do 2 of the movements of the Larsen Concertino for trombone. Larsen, Swedish composer, we did his Pastoral Suite, not that long ago, and that's probably what he's most well known for. This is the next probably thing that he's most well known for. He actually wrote 12 concertinos for wind instruments, or for solo instruments and string orchestra. And Chris has known this work for a long time, and it's going to be great. What I love about this program is how often you get to see a horn as a solo instrument. How often you can see a trombone as a solo. Oh no, of course we have the horn soloist in the fall, but generally we'll get 2 in 1 year. And then our principal trumpet player, Jenna Vangel, is going to play the Hovannes Prayer of St. Gregory. This is a super meditative, very not much action. The trumpet basically makes like 3 prayerful statements. It's not easy by any means, really gorgeous. And in that space, it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. Sometimes the simpler it is.
Yes, for sure. And then, I was thinking about this when I was on the way here. I always just say one of the great things about going into music, and I imagine this is probably true for other fields, I just don't know it, is that like you're never going to exhaust knowing everything. Right? So like even if for somehow I would, learn all of the orchestral music repertoire, I would not know all of jazz. I would not know all of world music. I would not know. Well, obviously, no one's going to know all of everything, but I love the idea that music, there's so many avenues that you can pursue to keep yourself interested and all that stuff. And the other thing that's really shifted is, when I first started so many years ago, every season we were doing pieces that I hadn't conducted yet, or I hadn't performed yet, or composers that I hadn't had a chance to prepare yet. And so now that I have all of this experience, a lot of times I'm coming back to works or back to compose, and that's a different experience. There's cool things about both processes. So I share all this because what do you do for tuba and string orchestra, right? Like I know this few tuba concertos that are out there, right? Or I know of them. I haven't ever done them because again, tuba. And so, and I talked to our tubist, and I'm like, I really want to do something. I said, but I just don't know what's out there for tuba and strings. And he's like, I got you, man. He sent me like, he probably sent me 8 or 9 pieces to investigate.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and most of them are newer for obvious reasons, because tuba as a solo instrument is a late addition to the game. But so he sent me several, and we ended up deciding on 2, both Norwegian. There's an amazing Norwegian tubist who's really at the forefront of like advocating for the instrument, and like plays Chartist, the violin piece, on tuba, like do like but like in a really great way. So we're gonna do a piece called Simple Song by a composer named Skamsvoll, who I haven't obviously ever done before, and he's actually more of like a popular pianist, songwriter, band kind of guy. But this is just a beautiful ballad for tuba and strings and piano, and it's just so gorgeous. And then the next one we'll do as a tango, which, as we were talking about earlier, a Norwegian tango. But this is by Bodsvik, who is this tuba player.
Yeah.
And he was influenced by Piazzolla, and this is an amazing piece of music. It's really something. So, I always try to, we only do 5 concerts a year, but I mean, and obviously I think you should come to all of them, but I really try to like, make it an event. Like what's the draw for this one? Like, and I'm like, all of this is going to be great. Our performers have been with us for a long, long time, but man, I mean, how often do you get to see tuba as a solo instrument, or really any of these? So I think it's going to be really a lot of fun.
I love the idea of ending the winter concert with a tango. There's something just kind of like warm and active about a tango that kind of.
Yeah, well, wasn't it last year where we ended with the Piazzolla Four Seasons? That was very tango. So it's kind of an odd connection there, which was unintentional. So we've been having a lot of fun. And the string music, it's a lot of British, beautiful, lush string stuff. Some very famous pieces, the Elgar Serenade, Finzi Romance, and some other lesser known ones that are just really, really great. So I'm excited about this. I think it's definitely a not miss event, because I don't know where else in the United States you will hear these tuba works performed, or other, You
might have a Midwestern
I should look. I really should look. It might be a premiere. So
well, speaking of making it an event, we have a tie-in with some Zona Rosa special offers that we'd like to cover. But before we do, we need to shout out our advertising sponsors who go a long way towards helping make these concerts possible and keep them free. So a few to shout out today, we've got Palin Music, and they are welcoming a new in-house luthier named John Wondergem. And exciting.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, you're a violinist here, so I think I think the area always needs more of that. There's not a lot of luthiers just running around out there.
Which is someone who repairs and creates stringed instruments, guitars. Yep. So that's exciting for them for sure. Laundry Club KC, which is a door-to-door laundry subscription service run by my normal stand partner, Marshall, and I can vouch for the quality of his work. It is very convenient. So we recommend Laundry Club. And Nash and Franciscato Law Firm, who are trusted and experienced personal injury attorneys in Kansas City. So thank you all to Palin, Laundry Club KC, and Nash and Franciscato, and all of our advertising sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
And so if you're not familiar or can't conjure up where Pine Ridge Presbyterian is, it is right next door to Zona Rosa.
Yeah, across the street. Yeah. So for the last couple of years now, some of the restaurants and other establishments in Zona Rosa have been gracious enough to extend some special offers to our concert goers. So, so this year, same thing. You can make it a date night.
Absolutely.
We've got some special offers from IHOP, from Draftcade, which is, if you've never been, a bar arcade combo. Hereford House, Añejo, and Bravo. We will be posting those specials on our website and social media.
Normally all types of discounts.
Yep. So you can get a little bit off your dinner or your arcade purchases at all those different restaurants, and kind of make a night of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make it a night out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our last question is typically, what are you most looking forward to on this program?
So that's tough because of what I've already said, but so obviously the tango for sure, I'm incredibly looking forward to, but the Elgar Serenade for strings has been a piece that I've always been deeply connected to for my entire life. And going back, I've done it many, many times. Not just, I mean, a lot of people know the slow, pretty second movement, which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the whole piece, it's about 12 minutes, is one of my favorites. So it'd be a tough call for those two.
That's a piece that lives up to or stands up to multiple performances over time. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jen. And we will see you hopefully on February 22nd, 7:30 p.m. at Pine Ridge Presbyterian Church.